Hello, everyone.
Hi, Natasha.
Hello. Hello. We're all starting to come in. So excited to see all of you. Here we come. I see my YB Connects LLC. I see in the house.
What up?
Your corporate operations. I got two of you.
Yeah, you got two of me. I got my assistant on the line.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. We're going to give them a second and let them come on in. Here's what you're welcome to do, everyone. You're welcome to be on camera, off camera. It's up to you. I will ask that you mute your phones for me so that we don't have a lot of background noise, things like that. We're going to let people join in. I see we're getting connected. So we'll give it about 1 or 2 minutes, and then I'm going to turn the floor over. I am going to pull our chat room up in just a minute and allow you all to see that. If you're using your phone, it's inside your phone. You'll be able to see the chat. There's a little icon piece in there that says chat, and you can come on or off screen. It's really up to you, okay? And then I'm going to turn the floor over to the one and only Locksmith of LinkedIn himself.
Let's get it.
I'm so excited. So again, everybody, welcome in. Please mute your phones. I'm gonna mute them for you if I see them. So let me get this chat room started. It's a Thursday evening. How is everybody doing this evening?
Glad it's Thursday.
Right. So me too. Thursday is like my first Friday. Then I got Friday tomorrow. So hey, everyone, I just started a chat right there. Do you see the chat box?
Yeah, I see it at the bottom. I don't see it on my phone, but I'll pull it up I got it on the desktop.
Okay, so throw it up on your desktop, YB. And then what I'd like everyone to do as people are coming in, I'm loving it right now. Come on in. Chris, I see you. Come on in and come on and join us. If you have questions along the way, hey, Lindsay, hopefully your friend can get over to us too, Lindsay. You're welcome to keep sending people my way.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I was trying to get her in. I don't know if she's going to be able to get into it this fast, but she was like real excited about it.
Great. Listen, spread the word. Keep sending them my way. You can send them the outline of the times that we laid out. And get them all the information of all the workshops. They can attend any and all that they want. So with no further ado, what I'd like to do is ensure that keep yourselves muted, okay? So if I see you unmuted, I'm gonna actually go around right now and kind of mute people. It helps with the background noise.
Hey, Natasha.
Hey.
Natasha?
Yes.
Hey, this is me. This is Sarah. This is Sarah and Jen. We're trying to figure this thing out. We can't. We're on an Android, and we can't figure out how to access your audio without having our speaker on.
So, well, no,
I'm on an Android, so I can help him with that if you need me to help you with that.
Help him with that. It's listen, we won't hold it against you or my Locksmith that you're on an Android. We're not gonna one more time. We're not gonna hold it against you. Help him out real quick, YB.
Yeah. So on the Android, if you just press it, there's a section on your phone that's like audio. It's like on the bottom. So just press the screen, and the lower part it says audio, then it says video. So you see like a little microphone, and then you're able to click on that, and that'll mute you on or mute you off. Can you see that? Do you see that when you hit the screen, tap the screen?
Tap the screen.
There you go. You just got it. Perfect.
Yep.
Then you tap the screen again, and then you can hit that little microphone, and you'll be able to log yourself back off.
Okay, so we got it. That's perfect.
What about I'm on an Android as well, and I can't figure out how to get to the chat box.
So the chat box, you hit the screen also, and then you'll see a section where it says participants. Right? You hit the part where it says participants, and then when you hit that, you'll see all the list of the participants. And then on the bottom, it should say chat on the left. And you click on chat and you'll see the little chat box where you can begin to chat with everyone or chat with people individually. Do you see that? So tap it. So what you right now, you should probably see a picture of something. It might just see like a little square with a little profile picture or something. You click, you should see participant.
I got it. Thank you.
Perfect. Love it.
All right. So no further ado, I am going to bring you all full attention, hands on deck to YB, the LinkedIn Locksmith himself. I have to just tell you that I was connected through YB on LinkedIn, and it changed my life. I'm just going to let you know, by him connecting with me on LinkedIn, one moment changes 1,000 after it. So I'm super juiced. Hey, Molly. I'm super juiced to be able to have you all here. So listen, mute your phones. If you don't mute them, I'm going to go around and try to mute you. But YB, take them home. Come on.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? That's good. I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited. Here, little mama. Here, little mama in the background. How you doing, little mama? All right, good stuff. Well, first of all, I know we got a limited time, so I just want to make sure I give it to you short and sweet. Before we get started, just know that I am a part of the LinkedIn group. If you're not a part of the LinkedIn group that Natasha has, definitely get signed up to that. We can continue the conversation there. And then I'll also extend an opportunity for each and every one of you to connect with me directly on LinkedIn so we can have a deeper dive. But my goal today is really to help you walk away with a little bit of confidence so you can begin using LinkedIn more as you strive to grow in the gig economy, okay? So before I get started, let you know a little bit about myself. I'm originally from Bronx, New York. I grew up in a single-parent home. My father was murdered when I was 2. And I share that story with everyone because I want you all to understand that no matter what your setback is or your challenge is, you can overcome. So no matter where you are today, no matter what your situation is today, you can overcome that situation by persistence and having a dream and being able to execute on these 5 keys that I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you about I'm going to give you the 5 keys that you need to master. And then I'm going to give you some practical stuff on LinkedIn. I got started working with LinkedIn several years ago when I was working in a nonprofit arena. I was focused on attracting volunteers for a nonprofit organization I was working with. On the side, though, I had a gig. I had a little side hustle. I was in direct sales, working with a direct sales company called Amway. Some of you may have heard of the Amway Corporation. I was responsible for recruiting people into my organization and selling products, right? So when I realized that I was actually running a business, I decided that I needed to make myself professional, and I created my LinkedIn profile, okay? And so the reason why LinkedIn is so important is because it helps you to enhance your visibility, your credibility, and your profitability. Okay, I'm going to say that again, and I think Natasha's probably taking some notes, right? So LinkedIn will help you to enhance your visibility, your credibility, and your profitability. But before you even get to visibility, credibility, and profitability, you must have an understanding of these 5 keys. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see that. All right. So when we talk about these 5 keys, understand that these are critical keys in order for you to think like the people that are using LinkedIn. The reason why Natasha and I were able to connect is because we have a specific mindset, right? We have a mission, we have a purpose, we have a target, we have results that we know we can get. And so when you start to think about what you do in your particular space, right? When you think about the lane that you're in, you could be a graphic designer, you could be a cosmetic individual, somebody's cutting hair, somebody's cutting grass, right? Understand that in order for you to be successful in what you do, you must have a mastery of these 5 keys, okay? So the 5 keys consist of mindset, mission, purpose, target, and your results, all right? So what does it mean for mindset? Is understanding who you are, okay? So if I were to ask you, who are you, how would you respond to that? This is a very important question because most people get into work because they just want money. But understand the people that make money are the people who can answer this question. And this is what separates everyone from those who are doing the same thing. I was just telling a gentleman who's a graphic designer. His name is Marshall, one of my best friends in the world. Marshall is a graphic designer, but he's not just any graphic designer, right? He provides quality work that is for people and for companies that's on a 120 level, right? It's on a 120 level, okay? And so not every graphic designer can meet that level of 120. Well, 120 is a mindset. 120 is an attitude. 120 is an image, right? So what I'm going to challenge each and every one of you on the line is to ask yourself, who are you? If you can't answer that question, you need a coach, right? You need a coach that's going to stretch you and challenge you and help you look through the things that you've been through so you can then determine who you are. Because people do business with those that they know, like, and trust, okay? People do business with those that they know, like, and trust. And if you understand who you are, people can begin to know you and you can begin to know other people, right? The next thing is mission. What do you do? If I were to ask you what you did, could you tell me that in less than 60 seconds? Right? Could you tell me that in less than 60 seconds? If not, if you take 2 or 3 minutes to try to tell me what you do, you really don't know what you do. Okay? So what is your mission? What are you looking to accomplish? If your mission is to make money, that's a short mission. But if you say my mission is to impact 1 million people, that's a strong mission. So for example, I'm on a mission to impact 1 million LinkedIn users within the next 5 years. Why? Because LinkedIn has a problem. LinkedIn has almost 600 million professional profiles, but only 1/3 are active. So that's less than 200 million profiles that are active. So my 1 million is like a drop in a bucket. But think about it this way. If I charged $1 for helping every person, what would that make me? A millionaire, right? It just so happens that I charge a little bit more than that. Okay. So what do? You have to be confident in what you do, and that's tagged to your mission. The next thing is your purpose. Why do you do what you do? This is what's going to separate you from everybody else. All right. And I'm going to get into why this is important with LinkedIn in a moment. But if you can't answer these questions offline, you won't be able to generate business online. Okay. So why do you do what you do? Understand that people actually do business with those who have a similar purpose. The reason why I'm on this call right now is because Natasha and I have a similar purpose, and that's to impact lives. Okay. So understanding that your purpose is paramount to any action that you take in your business. Okay. And it'll actually make it easy for you to generate sales. The next thing is your target. Have you ever had somebody ask you, well, who do you work with? You say, I work with everybody. No, you don't work with everybody. Okay. If you work with everybody, you won't work with anybody. You got to have a target. You have to be able to distinguish who you want to work with, what they look like, what their problem is. Okay. The person who, one of my sales coaches, he told me, if I know your pain, I own your purse. Okay. If I know your pain, I own your purse. Okay. So what does that mean? If you know the pain of your target, every time you solve that target's problem, they're going to tell someone else, right? They're going to say, girl, let me tell you, I was having a bad hair day and I went to Natasha and she laced me. My joint is lit, right? And then they're going to go and they're going to tell all their girlfriends and they're going to say, oh, I want you to do for me what you did to her. I don't care how much it costs. But that's a target, okay? So if you understand what your target is, it saves you time and it makes you more money. Okay, we're talking about the gig economy. We'll get into that in a moment, right? And then lastly, what are the results that you get? Can you tell somebody what your result is? Can you tell somebody what it is that you've accomplished? See, I'll give you a result. Marshall did a logo for me, was fire. The logo that you see in the top left that says YB Connects, Marshall did that for me. I took that same logo and I shared it with my network. In 90 days, my man got 40 new clients. Why? Because I had credibility. The logo had credibility. And when I put it out there, I increased his visibility, we leveraged my credibility, and he was able to be profitable. Now he's running a strong six-figure graphic design agency, right? And he started out as a freelance graphic designer who didn't go to school for graphic design, mind you. He just had a skill. He took his skill and he applied it to people's problem, and now he's making money. Okay. Why is all of this important? Because once you have this set up in a package for yourself, then you can begin to use LinkedIn to have success. All right. So let's jump into LinkedIn real quick. And what I like to do, I know we got a limited amount of time. What I like to do is I want to analyze Natasha's profile. All right, I want to analyze. Now, I know Natasha wasn't ready for this, but she's been through my class. But I looked at your profile earlier this week. I said, yeah, I'm going to pick on her. I'm going to pick on her, right? Because we're going to get it right. Because here's the reality. I guarantee you 80% of your profiles look like this. I guarantee you. And so we wouldn't be talking about leveling up on LinkedIn. You wouldn't need a locksmith if your profile was perfect, right? And so the first thing I want to encourage you to do is just, you see this blue background right here? This blue background, okay, this blue background is like the billboard on a major highway in your city, right? It's like that. It's like if you drive down a major highway, like Natasha, give in the chat, tell me what's a major highway in your area? What's a major highway that you guys can relate to? Okay, I-5. Okay, excellent. So you drive down I-5. Off the top of your head right now, can you think about a billboard that stands out every time you drive up I-5? And this is for everybody. Can you think about a billboard that stands out? Okay, because that billboard was created to capture your attention. This blue background, it doesn't capture any attention. And understand, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So if you're able to put a profile picture up that is a reflection of who you are and what you do, you start to capture people's attention right off the top. All right. Let me give you an example of what a fire background looks like. All right. And keep in mind, I know I'm talking to people, graphic design, gig economy. This is my man Marshall. Right. Marshall created this banner. It has a whole bunch of logos on it. Okay. This stands out. This gives my man credibility. It promotes his brand and it promotes the brands of other people. All right. So that's the first thing I want to encourage you to do when it comes to LinkedIn. I want to encourage you to get a background picture that promotes who you are and what you do. All right. So let's go back to Natasha's profile. All right. Now, the next thing you want to have is you want to have a professional profile picture. All right. And one of the main reasons why I was going to pick on Natasha, because I'm like, okay, Natasha, is this LinkedIn or you know what I'm saying? What is this some other type joint? You know what I'm saying? Like, so what we want to do is, and I'm going to be totally real. Most people have pictures like this. I saw some dudes, they showing their buff chest. They got their kids in the background. They got their wife and kids. They hugged up, they booed up. What is that telling your potential client? Are you selling families? Are you selling, like, you might have your dog on there? Like, what are you selling? Right? So what I'm going to challenge each and every one of you to do is to get a professional photo taken within the next 7 days. That's my challenge to you. Excellent. Get you a professional headshot. Why? Because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Plain background, light is best, and make sure you're smiling. I was working with a client recently, and my man had a phenomenal picture, but he was scowling, man. He's a barber. He's a master barber. Man, his face was looking ill, like he just chewed on a pickle, right? That's not gonna work if you're trying to attract. He's a motivational speaker. He don't look like a motivational speaker. He look like a mass murderer, right? So I'm gonna challenge you to put a professional photo up, right? Now the next thing you want to have is you want to have in your headline. This section right here is your headline, okay? Right? I'm trying not to read the comments. You guys are dropping some gems. I love it, right? So in the headline, some people have their title at company. Other people have keywords like graphic design or beautician or lawn care. No, you want to put your value statement in your headline. okay? And let me tell you what the value statement consists of. It consists of 3 parts. The first part is your verb, okay? The first part is your verb. So in my verb is I empower. So empower is my verb. So you want to ask yourself, what is your verb, okay? Because a verb, it denotes movement, action, life, okay? Then you have your verb. That's right. I build up. Okay, we'll work on that. You know, build, because that's two words, right? But build. No, I build. I build. There you go. Build. So build is the verb. Excellent. So then you have to say, what's the target? Okay. So my target was I empower college students. So that's a target that I have. Or I empower sales professionals. Or I empower motivational speakers, right? So you got to have a target. That's why we talked about on the 4th key, what's your target? So I empower target to do what? The last part is, what is the result that they're going to get from working with you? Okay, so think about your industry. Think about the gig that you have. Think about the results that you get. Think about the target that you hit, and think about the verb that you use. You want to pull all of that in a value statement and put it on your LinkedIn profile. And here's why. Because whenever you post, people can see your value statement. Okay, and I'm going to give you an example in a minute, right? So if I share a message, people are going to see my value statement up until a certain point. And understand, you want to grab people's attention. This is the whole purpose of this, is to create a magnetic profile that helps you to attract your ideal client, right? The next thing you want to do is you want to focus on your summary, okay? And your summary is the place where it's going to help you build your credibility. So when we look at Natasha's summary, she talks about experienced contractor with demonstrated history, blah, 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 blah. That's cool. But it doesn't tell me who she is. It doesn't tell me what she does, right? So what we want to do is we want to take the 5 keys that I mentioned earlier and those 5 questions, and we want to answer those questions in your summary. Why? Because once you get someone's attention, they're going to ask themselves, why should I work with that person? Okay? And you want to be able to, you want your profile to speak to that person as if you're speaking to them. I have situations all the time where people are sending me invitations to connect. And when I vet these people and I ask them, what prompted you to send me an invitation? They say, oh, I read your profile and you say you help speakers to attract speaking opportunities. Why? Because that's what I have on my profile. Right? As a matter of fact, let me show you what my profile looks like. All right, let me let you see that. Okay. So when you go to my profile, what's the first thing you see? You see my background picture, right? You see my background picture. You see me in motion. I'm in the process of delivering a talk. I'm on this talk with you guys. Why? Because I'm a part of a speaker program called BOSS, right? The Business of Speaking and Coaching. And so I'm looking at ways to continue to share a message. It just so happens that that picture is me speaking to a group of college students at Old Dominion University, which is in Norfolk, Virginia. Okay. So I want people to look at that and say, oh, this dude a speaker? I need to get this man in my school. Okay. I got the professional headshot, right? That thing is time. People keep telling me you need to get a new picture. I said, no, I'm going to rock this until the wheels fall off. Besides, I don't look that young anymore, right? I done picked up some weight. All right. The next thing is my value statement. So I want you to look at this value statement and I want you to ask yourself, if you read this value statement, would you connect with me? And I want you to respond. Put that in the chat. So my value statement says, I empower revenue generating professionals to increase their profitability, visibility, and credibility. So if you read this profile, how many of you, by yes or no, how many of you would connect with me based on that value statement? Let me see some responses. All right. Because what this tells me is that I basically know who I'm going after and I know how to get them. Now, the reason why I use the term revenue generating professionals is because I know that LinkedIn is geared for multiple people. It's geared towards people who are looking for jobs. It's geared towards recruiters who are looking for employees. It's geared towards students that are looking for mentors and coaches and potential scholarships. And it's geared towards revenue generating professionals. So when I have a target, revenue generating professionals, people that are responsible for attracting clients, that's who I'm looking for, right? And they either want the result of more profit, more visibility, more credibility. And so you have a strong value statement when a person says, how do you do that? So my challenge to you is to come up with a value statement. This is something that I can work with you on. This is what I do with my clients. I can work with you to develop a clear value statement that enables you to attract your ideal client. Very, very valuable skill to have, okay? And then on my summary, what you'll notice is I start with a grabbing question. And my grabbing question is, may I ask you a few questions? So if I stopped you in the street and I was dressed pretty nice, and you were walking, at a nice pace, and I said, excuse me, you mind if I ask you a question? You would likely stop, okay? You would likely stop, unless you're in New York where they look at you crazy and they might punch you in the mouth, right? Now, I have 4 qualifying questions. So the goal for you is to come up with 3 to 4 qualifying questions. And these qualifying questions are going to be directed to your target. Okay, so think about who your targets are and then ask them the question that's connected to their pain. Because remember what I said, if I know your pain, I own your purse. And so if I ask the person, are you a new sales executive who struggles with selling and hates cold calling? They're either going to say what? Yes or no. And I want them to say no. Why? Because it's going to save me time. I don't want to sit on the phone with somebody that's not ready to do business with me. I want to do business with somebody that's like, listen, I'm struggling and I need the help. Okay? Right? Check this out. Are you a college student who wants to learn how to leverage LinkedIn to connect with decision makers for internships and employment opportunities? Right? It's either yes or no. Now, if they say yes, then the next thing you have to have is you have to have a message that is a call to action. You got to have a call to action. Everybody on this line, if you operate in a gig economy, you're in sales. The challenge for people in sales is that they do too much talking, right? You got to make sure the client is doing all the talking. And then once you find out what you need to know, you need to tell the client what they need to do. That's a call to action. And so my call to action is if you answer yes to any of these questions, hey, connect with me. Connect with me on LinkedIn, shoot me a call, go from there, okay? And then last but not least, you go into answering those 5 most important questions that we talked about in the beginning, okay? Who am I? In my case, I'm a compassionate connector, strategic consultant, LinkedIn coach. That's who I am. What do I do? In many circles, I'm known as the what? The LinkedIn Locksmith, right? Now, that wasn't a name that I gave myself. I helped this guy this guy named David Shands, right? I helped this guy an hour. I gave him an hour of my time to help him with LinkedIn. And then he did a call and I volunteered to come in and help on that call. And he named me the LinkedIn Locksmith. And so I took that and ran with it, okay? And it's working for me. Why I do what I do. So the question you have to ask is why you do what you do. What is your purpose? List that. My purpose is to create awareness. I'm helping everybody on the line. I'm creating awareness for you to use this tool so you can make more money. And understand that money comes when you connect a consumer to a product or service, right? When you can solve somebody's problem, when you can find somebody that has a problem and you can solve their problem, you'll make money all day. So I wouldn't say go looking for a job or go looking for this. Go look for problems to solve. I'll give you another example. I had a situation. My lawn was like, my grass was going crazy. It's been raining in Richmond for a long time, right? Man, my lawn care guy came today. The grass was wet. My man brought his guy out and set my lawn on fire. Not literally, but he made my joint look great. So what did I do? I made a video. I put his contact information in there and I sent it out. I'm waiting for him to call me and say, yo, my phone's ringing off the hook because you did that video, all right? The next thing is who I help. Now, this is where you list the people that you've already helped. Now, if you're just getting started, think about the people that you want to help and list those people. Okay, so I have solopreneurs, authors, coaches, entrepreneurs, right? Why? Because when people look at that, they're gonna rep themselves. Okay, and then lastly, how I help. All right, how I help. So that's the most important part of LinkedIn. Everything else, from your experiences to your schooling, all that stuff, we can figure that out. Okay, you can figure all that stuff out, or I can help you figure that out. But the most important thing that most people do not figure out is the importance of magnetizing their profile and using keywords in their summary that's going to set you apart from everybody else. And that's what's going to help you to be successful in the gig economy. All right. So I'm open up the line for any specific questions that you might have, and recognize that I'm a part of the community now. So any questions that you have, I'm open to answering them now and in the future.
We got some questions for YB while we wrap up our last few minutes. Was this fire or what? Are you kidding me right now? Yeah, huh? Brian's thumbs up. In the chat room, you can come off mic if you want. You can even talk to us a little bit. You can either chat room off mic.
Yeah, I got a question for everybody else. I know I talk fast, but what was your takeaway? What was your aha moment from these last few minutes? What was your aha moment?
Mine was the verb. I really like the verb. Your verb. I like that.
Lindsay.
Have you figured out what your verb is?
I've got a couple things I want to be doing. I might need a few verbs.
Okay, give me one verb. And don't use help. You can't use help. You can't let nobody can use help. That's overused. You gonna give me your verb?
Oh, did I get out? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Carmen. Go ahead.
Enlighten.
I love it. Boom. I love it. Okay. I want to know who you enlighten. I want to know that. That's good.
All right.
Who else?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When you go to a LinkedIn page, you're supposed to be able to see everything right on the screen right away, or is it typical to have to scroll down?
Yeah, it's typical that you have to scroll down, especially if you have a lot of information like I do. So if you got a real short LinkedIn profile, it'll probably be a really quick scroll. But once you start adding content to your profile, you'll be scrolling down for a little bit, because there's about 10 different parts of the LinkedIn profile. In order for you to have an all-star profile, LinkedIn wants you to fill out every single part. So there's about 10 different parts, or 10 to 12 different parts on your profile that you'll need to fill out. And the more you add, the longer your profile will be.
And the home page is what everybody sees when they go to your site, right?
When they go to your page, it's your main page that they'll see. So, but the home, like in LinkedIn, the home is where it's the news feed. So when you go on LinkedIn and you click on home is where your feed is, and then you have to click on a certain link to get to your actual profile. So, but if somebody comes to your profile, they're going to see your profile.
Okay.
Okay. Great question.
Hey,
my pleasure.
I just wanted to say thank you. I've never had any kind of social media before, so you just kind of gave me like the building blocks to start my first one. So thank you very much. I really appreciate all these.
I'm gonna tell you what, man. It's good that you're getting started now, because most people made a lot of mistakes. When I jumped on LinkedIn, I was connecting with everybody. Connect. Don't do that. When I was on Facebook, I was connecting with everybody. Friend request. Don't do that. Start off strong. Be selective in who you connect with, right? I would encourage you that when you get started on LinkedIn, connect with your fellow classmates. Build with them. Connect with Natasha. Build with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, connect with people that you can add value, that it's mutually beneficial, so that you can continue to grow. And then from there, begin to connect with people you don't know. There's a different frame of thought that people have. Some people are like, I'm not connected with strangers. I don't want to connect with the people I don't know. I'm like this. I operate like Chick-fil-A, right? Chick-fil-A, it opens up You come through the drive-through, you come in the walk through, they're going to talk to you. The first thing they're going to say is, welcome to Chick-fil-A, how may we serve you? They don't give a rip who you are. As long as you got money, they're going to serve you. And so in this case, you just have to understand how to vet people. So, yeah, I look forward to connecting you. Make sure you connect. Now, I will say this. Don't just hit the connect button. Make sure you send a personalized note with every invitation to connect that you send out. All right. And that invitation could be something as simple as, hey, YB, I saw you on the call tonight. Thank you for giving me some fire information. I look forward to getting to know you. Right. So send that every time you send a message out to someone, make sure you send a personalized note with that. OK.
Right.
Did I hear somebody else have a question out there? I thought I heard somebody try to tap in.
Oh, yeah. I love Chick-fil-A, too. I love Chick-fil-A, too, Daniel. I'm hungry now. I just said that. Every time I say Chick-fil-A, I get hungry.
I was going to ask, do you think it's super beneficial to get a professional picture done by a professional photographer or just a professional looking picture?
No, I think you should. Well, so here's the thing. It depends on your budget, right? So, some people can probably get a photographer. Think about on your campus. There's probably a student right now that's a photographer that want to get their reps in. I think Natasha said she has some things set up for you guys. But even if you're not able to take advantage of that, there's probably a college student right now that wants to get their reps in. And there's like, listen, I'll be happy to take a professional photo of you. But then here's the thing. If you go to Sears will hook you up. I think Sears got like a $9.99 package or something like that. They'll hook you up. As long as you dress nice and you smiling and you looking all right, they can make you look like something. So
let me say this too about the picture. What you want is a very plain background, white background. Don't even do the blue. Don't do any other distracting. My writing coach, my publisher, he already called me out about my LinkedIn profile. He was like, "What are we selling here?" I was like, "The beast," and he was like, "The beast needs to calm down because she's trying to sell books." And so we have a professional coming in that's going to photograph me for the book cover and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But even if you just go take your iPhone or Android, if you have to, and a white background. And a nice jacket, real plain colors. Snap that picture, throw it up there to start, okay? It's clean. You start with what you have, and then we're going to begin to upgrade. And I'm a photographer, and we got photographers. So we've got like about 2 minutes, just about 2 minutes. So come in real quick, and then anyone else? I thought I heard somebody trying to tap in. Lindsay, was that you?
It was. I was just going to say, don't wear hoop earrings in your picture.
Oh, no.
I see a question from Christy. Christy said, you said in order to find out their pain, we just need to ask a few questions. Why? What should we ask in order to find their pain? That's a good question. So, yeah, you don't want to start off like, so if I met you for the first time, I don't want to roll up on you and say, what's your pain? They're going to be like, what you talking about? You my pain. You're a pain in my tail. Get out of here, right? So what I would say is that you have to frame it in a sense of really getting to know people. And this is actually another conversation, Natasha. So I'll get on this later. That's another conversation. So so understand that finding the pain is all about being more concerned than being like trying to get people to know you. But we'll touch on that. That's a great question that I can spend hours on in terms of like communication skills. So we can touch on that.
Let me do this. Antonio, I see your hand raised. So what I'm going to do is ask you all, because the minute is about to wrap up. Mm-hmm. I would like for you, YB, can you throw your information in the text box it was all on the flyer too, right, YB?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so it was all in the flyer, but like what I would challenge you all to do is just to go check me out on LinkedIn. I'm gonna share my screen again. Okay. Right, that's the best way to. We got a little more time. It'll shut off. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to your LinkedInLocksmith.com. Right, it's going to take you right to my profile. Come to my profile. Send me an invitation to connect. Make sure you reference this talk, and I'll make sure I connect with you and answer whatever other questions you might have. All right.
All right, everyone, in the chat box as fast as you can, say thank you, or even on screen. Thank you, YB.
Thank you, YB.
Thank you.
Hey, so listen up. I'm going to say this one last thing. I'm looking forward to coming out and seeing you all in person, all right? I'm speaking that into existence.
Yeah.
This shall be done. We go come out that way, all right?
That's the next thing. I tell you, quality. You just started the party